Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Nur Farhan bin Nasir and my metric number is 300498. Okay, today I want to start with executive summary. For repeat technologies growth between 2024 and 2036 has been triggered a massive risk of cyber-related ethical violations, particularly online scamings and artificial intelligence frauds. This issue extends far beyond basic criminals behavior, and they represent the fundamental crisis of digital ethics that directly threaten honesty, privacy, fairness, and human rights on global scale. This analysis contrasts with two major cases studies. First, in local MACC impersonation scams syndicate in Malaysia, and the second one is international AI deepfake voice fraud cases in Hong Kong. Nationally, scammers exploit false and fake legals by posing anti-corruption police and bank officers to steal the personal funds. Internationally, cyber criminals utilize certificated AI technologies to clone executive voice or video conferences, taking corporate employees to authorize massive fund transfers. By applying a core ethics frameworks including the altruism, virtual ethics, the rights principles, and the ethics of care, and also justice and fairness, it becomes clear that both syndicates operating in the total moral bankruptcy. Their practice systematically void the human values of honesty, empathy, and integrity. They are intentionally weaponized psychological manipulations and advanced attacks to scrap victims for their rights and financial security. Ultimately, these cases prove that technological invention devoid the ethical responsibility, yet devastating social and economic consequences. To safeguard society moving forwards, we must look beyond the basics defense and implement a multi-layered approach, stronger cyber security regulations, aggressive expanding the digital literacy educations, and enforcing a strict guideline for the responsibility use for AI.
Issue summary. For the local issue, I will explain about the MACC impersonation scam syndicate in Malaysia. This scam happened when criminals pretend to be officers from trusted agencies such as MACC, PDRM, or Bank Negara Malaysia. Usually, the victim receives fake phone call claiming that they are involved in criminal case. The scammer will use fear tactics such as threatening the victim with arrest, court action, or imprisonment because of fear, and panic the victim or pressure to transfer their money for so-called investigation or security purpose. Elderly individuals and retirees are commonly targeted because they may be more easily influenced by threats from fake authorities. This issue is considered unethical because it involves abuse of public trust, emotional manipulation, financial exploitation, and misuse of government authority identity. For the international issue, I will explain about the AI deepfake voice scam in Hong Kong. In this case, an employee from multinational company joined a fake video meeting. The scammers used artificial intelligence to clone the voice and appearance of company executive. During the meeting, the fake executive gave urgent instruction to transfer company funds. Because the meeting looked and sounded real, the employee believed in the instruction was genuine. As a result, about USD 25 million was transferred before the company discovered that the meeting was fake. This case shows how dangerous AI deepfake technology can be when easily misused. It can deceive people and organizations because the fake voice and face look very realistic. The ethical issue involves identity manipulation, privacy invasion, AI misuse, and cyber security threat.
Good day everyone, my name is Aisha 301080. Today I will discuss the issue of MACC impersonation scam syndicate in Malaysia. One notable case involved a retirer who lost approximately 1.2 million ringgit after being deceived by scammer pretending to be officer from the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission or MACC. The scammer contacted the victim through phone calls and falsely accused the victim of being involved in money laundering activity. They threatened arrest, imprisonment, and the freezing of the asset. Out of fear and panic, the victim followed their instruction and transferred large sum of money into a bank account controlled by the scam syndicate. This scam is unethical because the criminal deliberately manipulate victim through fear, deception, and abuse of authority. They use fake documents, spoof phone number, and convincing communication method to appear legitimate. Elderly individuals are often targeted because they may be more vulnerable to emotion, pressure, and less familiar with modern scam technique. The consequences are severe. Victims suffer financial losses, emotional trauma, anxiety, and loss of confidence. In addition, this scam damage public trust in government, agency, and law enforcement institution. From an ethical perspective, several theories explain why this behavior is wrong. So first of all, utilitarianism state that action should maximize happiness and minimize harm. This can benefit only a few criminals while causing significant harm to victim and society. Second, ethic and care emphasize empathy and concern for others. Scammers show no compassion and intentionally exploit vulnerable individuals. Third, virtue ethic focus on moral character. The scammer demonstrate dishonesty, greed, and manipulation instead of integrity and responsibility. Fourth, the right principle highlight that everyone has the right to security and protection from harm. Finally, the principle of justice and fairness is violated because innocent people suffer while criminals gain unfair benefit. In conclusion, MACC impersonation scams are unethical acts that cause serious financial, emotional, and social harm. Therefore, public awareness and caution are essential to prevent more people from becoming victims. Thank you.
For this section, I will discuss an ethical issues involving artificial intelligence, which is the AI deepfake voice scam in Hong Kong. So in this case, an employee of multinational company was tricked into transferring approximately 25 million US dollars after participating in a fake generated AI video conference. The scammers used deepfake technology to create high realistic videos and clone voices of company executives. During the meeting, the employee believed he was communicating with the genuine senior management because the faces, voices, and communication styles appeared authentic. As a result, the employee followed instruction to conduct several urgent financial transactions. Only later did the company discover that the entire meeting had been generated using AI technology. This case highlights serious ethical concerns. It demonstrates how AI can be misused for fraud, deception, and identity manipulation. It also caused financial losses, threatens cybersecurity, violates privacy, and reduces public trust in digital communication system. Therefore, this case is considered unethical because technology was intentionally used to deceive others for illegal financial gain. Next, let's analyze this issue using ethical theories. From the utilitarianism perspective, the scam is unethical because it causes more harm than benefit. The financial losses, emotional distress, and cybersecurity risks experienced by victims outweigh any benefit gained by the criminals. According to ethics of care, the scammers showed no empathy or concern for the victims. Instead, they intentionally exploited trust for personal gain. From the virtue ethics perspective, the scammers demonstrate negative moral traits such as dishonesty, greed, manipulation, and irresponsibility. Under the rights principle, the victim's right to privacy, identity protection, dignity, and financial security were violated through impersonation and fraud. Finally, based on the principle of justice and fairness, the situation is unfair because innocent victims suffer losses while criminals benefit from the deception. In conclusion, the AI deepfake voice scam in Hong Kong clearly represent unethical behavior because advanced technology was used to manipulate identities, deceive victims, and obtain illegal financial benefits. Stronger AI regulation, cybersecurity measures, and public awareness are important to prevent similar incidents.
Okay, for the conclusion part, we have divided our concluding synthesis into two key dimensions where we stand philosophically and how we must act collectively. First, let us synthesize this issue through the lens of classical and contemporary ethical principles. First, under utilitarianism and virtue ethics, we see that the viral spread of fake news, such as the panic-inducing WhatsApp rumors regarding government subsidy cancellation, we were failed to maximize social welfare. Scammer operating phishing and online shopping cartels demonstrate a complete absence of fundamental virtues like honesty and moral integrity, ultimately destroying the public trust required for a healthy digital economy. Second, from the perspective of deontology and the right principle, the unhacked rise of AI-driven deepfakes directly violate fundamental human rights, namely the right to dignity, personal privacy, and mutual consent. Concurrently, online hate speech challenge the justice and fairness principle, creating deep societal division in Malaysia's beautiful multicultural fabric. Finally, through the ethic of care, the devastating rise of cyberbullying on platforms like TikTok exposed a disparate deficit of digital empathy. It reminds us that online anonymity does not excuse us from our moral and emotional responsibility to protect the mental well-being of vulnerable individuals. Next, for the tripartite or action framework, first, individual responsibility. We must move beyond passive consumption. This means actively cultivating digital literacy, emotional empathy, and personal accountability to verify information before hitting the share button. Second, corporate responsibility. We cannot allow tech conglomerates to remain passive. Social media platforms must take transparent ownership of their algorithms, enforcing stricter content moderation and deploying advanced AI tools to detect and flag malicious deepfake in real time. Third, state responsibility. The government must continue to fortify our legislation and judicial framework to protect human rights, curb digital crime, and actively preserve national unity within Malaysia's diverse society. In conclusion, social media is a powerful tool, but without an active moral compass, it becomes a societal hazard. Ethical digital citizen is not a solo effort. It required the individual, the corporation, and the state to work in absolute harmony.
Hello everyone, my name is Crystal Hazard Evan, metric number 300415. Today, I will be presenting the last part of our assignment, which is the ethical lessons. So, the first lesson is the importance of honesty, integrity, and responsibility when using technology. In both cases, scammers use deceptions and fake identity to gain financial benefits. This shows how unethical behavior can harm others and highlight the need to use technology responsibly. The second lesson is the misuse of technology can damage public trust. The MSCC scam reduced confidence in government institutions, while the AI deepfake scam raised concern about the security of digital communication. This action causes financial losses and emotional distress to the victim. The third lesson is the importance of digital awareness and empathy. Many victims were targeted because they were unaware of modern scam tactics. Therefore, people should be more careful when dealing with online communication, suspicious calls, and financial transactions. In conclusion, these cases remind us the ethical value should always guide the use of technology.
By promoting honesty, responsibility, empathy, and digital awareness, we can help create a safer and more trustworthy digital environment. That's all from me. Thank you.